Hey Beth,
Hi.
I heard you were interested in hearing more about this respite program.
Yeah, you guys have been out on the street and some of you are real nice, and they said that it might be nice for me to check this place out. So I thought I'd, just check it out.
I'm glad you came over. So, is there stuff that you know about us already, or what are your...
I heard that some of you are crazy.
I guess you could say that. I mean, certainly most of us have been in and out of hospitals.
Well, I'm not real crazy, but...
Yeah, I guess I don't think I'm real crazy either.
All right, yeah. And one of the girls that was talking to us said that she had been homeless, so, I just thought I'd figure it out, see what's here.
Yeah, great. And so you're interested in possibly using it instead of a hospital, or?
Yeah, they said that no locked doors.
Right.
You, I think they said you take care of your own meds. You get food, 3 meals a day, and shower. They said you do have to clean up after yourself, make your own bed. But that sounded good to me.
And so you're looking for kind of a place to stay for what reason?
I don't, when they take me to the hospital, it just makes me angrier. Just makes me angrier. And I figure if nobody's bossing me around, then I'll get through this without being angry.
So you just want to get through some tough times?
Yeah, I mean, whenever my doctor or, the police bring me in or something, they say that I've done something, whatever, and I'm in the hospital, doors are locked, and they're ordering me around.
It's scary. I've been in situations where I got locked in and didn't even really know I was there. And
really? That happened to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like it.
No, I didn't either. So you've been out hearing from people about the respite program, and you think it'd be a good place to go instead of the hospital.
Yeah.
What's it like for you when you've been in the hospital? Or when you've gone to the hospital, what's been going on?
I just get real angry and start yelling at people. Sometimes, just God is kind of in my head, and sometimes I'm just preaching. But sometimes the devil gets in my head, and I'm screaming at people, I guess. And
God, that sounds terrifying.
Yeah, it is kind of. So they ship me off, they dope me up, they let me go, and it happens again.
So
and
you just keep going through it again? And
yeah,
again.
it's, what do they call us, frequent flyers.
I see it called a frequent flyer. That definition always cracks me up.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, so it sounds a lot like many people here who've been, in and out of the hospital and kind of just repeating situations, getting through them and kind of getting out again.
Yeah, it's hell, isn't it?
Yeah, and I guess, one of the things that strikes me about that is that, we tolerate just that whole thing of going through it again and again and again with nothing really changing.
Well, they said that's what it's going to be for the rest of my life.
And you believe that?
Well, isn't that...
I guess I think that nobody has the right to tell me what the rest of my life is going to be like.
Huh. Well, I didn't know anybody that didn't keep going to the hospital and coming back out and going back in.
Yeah, it's interesting because, one of the reasons this place got started was because many of us had been doing that same kind of thing and had been told that we'd be in and out of the hospitals for the rest of our lives. And, I guess I'll speak for myself. I kind of bought into that for a long time, and didn't even think that there was stuff I could do that would be different. I just thought people knew better than I did. And
yeah, they're educated. They've got college.
They've got college, but I guess at this point in my life, I don't necessarily think they know me and what's possible for me.
So you're not in and out anymore?
No.
When was the last time you were in?
About 10 years ago.
You're kidding?
No.
So what are you doing?
Well, so I'm working here, and we're trying to kind of figure this out together because none of us really wants to go back to the hospital, and at the same time, none of us wants to keep repeating these difficult times over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't want to either.
Yeah, it's not even just the hospital. It's just, you know, getting manhandled on the street, getting, you know, the police after me, arguing with people. Yeah, but I don't know that I deserve better than that. But
Well,
yeah.
It makes me really sad to hear that you think you don't deserve better.
Oh, you know, I've given people hell. It's, you know, it's payback, I guess, for bad deeds or something.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, that may work for you, but I guess I don't think we deserve payback for stuff. I mean, I think we all deserve to go move on and do different things.
Well, whatever.
Yeah, that doesn't ring so true for you.
I don't know. My father raised me bootstraps and all.
Yeah, you pull yourself up by the bootstraps.
Oh yeah,
I
it's a sign of strength. I figure living on the street and surviving is a sign of strength.
It is. I mean, it definitely is. I haven't lived on the streets, at least not for very long. I mean, I've been, you know, had a couple of nights here and there, but, you know, I just, to be honest with you, I can't fully imagine what that's like and how scary it might be.
At least it ain't Michigan.
Yeah, cold in Michigan. Yeah, Santa Cruz is a decent place to be, I suppose.
Yeah, it's all right. Sand gnats get you though.
Yeah. So I'd love to talk with you a little bit more about this idea that, you know, you go in and out of this situation where the devil gets into you, and you know,
Or God.
or God, and you end up getting angry and hauled away.
Or I'm preaching and disturbing the peace is what they say.
So how do you sort of make sense of all that? I mean, what does that mean for you?
I just have got God in me, and then the devil is the best I can figure. You know, I'm from Georgia, and we call it being filled with the Spirit.
Yeah.
But I guess sometimes the Spirit can be a demon.
Yeah, and that feels like overwhelming to you, or
Takes away my soul.
oh, God, that's
Hey, I haven't told anybody that, so you
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
that sounds absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, without a soul, it's like, who are you?
Well, they take me to the asylum, insane asylum, and pump me full of drugs, and then I know who I am. I'm a mental patient.
Yeah, it's kind of all or nothing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And they tell you what you are and what you're experiencing, and
Haven't really gotten a chance to find out what my soul is for God, the devil, and psychiatrists.
wow. Yeah, that's so interesting that you say that, because I think finding out what my soul was, you know, what my experience was, what it meant for me outside of that whole sort of diagnostic mental illness.
What do you mean
thing.
diagnostic mental illness?
Like, you know, they label it schizophrenia or
Oh, yeah.
you know, that kind of stuff.
Sort of like, what are you underneath that basket, huh?
Yeah, and you know, having people around me who sort of got me thinking about my soul in a different way has been really challenging in some ways, but you know, really opened up other ways of thinking about it.
Have you heard voices?
Yeah, I have over the years. And
How do you not let them take your soul away? I mean, how have you been I don't understand really. I mean, if you can hang on to it, I'm willing to try anything, accepting any more meds. I don't want any more meds.
Yeah, well, you can either bring them here or not. I mean, that's up to you. If you don't want to do meds, you know, nobody requires that of you. So, I mean, that's just up to you.
It sounds like heaven.
I mean, it isn't that you can just kind of act however you want or do whatever you want. I mean, if you got angry and were, you know, hitting things, I would have trouble with that. But
Yeah, it does scare people,
Yeah.
even my friends, when I get it going.
yeah.
So I've lost a bunch.
Yeah, that's hard. So hopefully what we can do is to try and talk with you about, you know, what scares us, and be really honest with you, and you know, so we can kind of work that out before.
You
it
mean other
happens.
people here, you, us, we? That?
Yeah.
If people just were, you know, to talk to me in a normal voice, I think I'd do fine. I think everybody gets so scared, and they think I'm going to attack or start whatever, you know, and they all just start trying to yelling at me, calm me down, and it just gets me going again.
Yeah, it's strange. I mean, it's such a human reaction when somebody's scared of somebody being angry or, you know, acting in a way that scares them, that they get really angry and loud and scary, and you know, that's what we do when we get scared, isn't it? I mean, we kind of don't know how to calm down.
Yeah, but you know, even when it's at the worst, it's like I'm looking, there's a pinpoint of me looking at that other person going, look at that asshole getting mad. And I'm thinking, does he really think I'm going to respond to him getting mad at me?
Right.
No matter how bad it is, I get that little pinpoint of, I don't know, of knowing what's going on.
Yeah, you know, I guess having people around me who sort of didn't put up with my crap, you know, in terms of getting mad, but also who respected where I was. You know, like when, I mean, I had slightly different behaviors that, you know, I don't tend to get really mad, but I tend to get really you know, I get mad at myself, and I get, you know, feeling like I want to die and stuff like that, and you know, it scared my friends too, and I lost a lot of friends as well. And finally, what worked for me, and what I think this program has really done well, is people sort of called me to task on scaring them, but in a way that didn't make me feel blamed or judged.
Yeah, that's an art.
Yeah, and it's not always easy when somebody's scared to, you know, to sort of talk about stuff in a way that, you know, keeps us both in the conversation. You ever have any friends like that just sort of were different than the ones who yelled at you?
There was a really nice lady. Man, she was so nice, and she was in one of those offices downtown, and I'd see her every morning, and she'd have a coffee cup, but she always kind of, she'd stop. She'd ask me how I was, what was going on, or if I didn't see her in the morning, she'd stop on her lunch break. And at first I was real suspicious. What does she want with me? And I don't know what happened, but because she just seemed like this normal person, we just started talking. And anytime I got really, the spirit, God, the demon, her voice and she didn't change. Her voice didn't change. Her body didn't change. She would just be like, so Beth, I guess I gotta go to work, but I'll see you tomorrow, okay? And it was like, when she said it like that, it was like, you know, that pinpoint of knowing in me realized that I was gonna be okay.
Wow. So she just sort of took all of you as you.
But her voice, and it just was, well, I'm sure that you've survived this long. I'm sure you're going to survive another 24 hours. I'll see you tomorrow.
So she kind of believed in your ability.
It just the way, it was like there's no, she didn't expect me to go off. She didn't expect me to be crazy. You know, the police officers are, you know.
So how did you, you know, when she said that, what was it like for you after that?
It didn't matter where the spirit took me. I knew I had an anchor.
That's great. So was it different, you know, when you were hanging around her? I mean, did you end up in the hospital or?
I gotta tell you, when she apparently went on vacation, I missed her, and I wound up in the hospital again. I didn't have that person knowing I was going to be okay, knowing I was fine, knowing I was who I was.
But also who sort of said what she needed. I mean, like, now I gotta go to work.
You know, it was like, oh,
she wasn't
man,
trying to take care of you.
Yeah, she was like, I can't get anything out of you today. You're not even entertaining. I'm out of here. And I was like.
Kind of worked for both of you.
It did. It really did. It was, you know, I felt normal. This wasn't a charity person. This wasn't a church person. This wasn't, you know, it just was a person that cared about her fellow human beings, I guess.
Yeah. Wow. I mean,